Alright, with the folks, your boy Marcus 205 numbers after the name. Call of Duty World War II, man. We finally got it. We're finally here, man. Tight Tuesday. That first, I guess we put up some beta footage, but definitely the first footage of this map right here. And this is the who knows? So whatever the USS says something. It's the one on the ship. Which I really like. This is my only time playing it over here. It's like Tuesday gameplay. It comes down to limit to the wall, to the wire. Tomorrow I'm going to post my first game that I played. This is honestly not too much further after, but it's all in the same session. But it's a little bit later on. We got a couple of attachments over here for the M9, I believe it's called. Don't quote me on a lot of things. I don't really know much. But I want to talk about my impressions of the game basically today. Tomorrow's videos are going to be my impressions, good and bad. Of it, and let's talk about some bad impressions, right? I guess we'll do the bad first, and then tomorrow we'll do the good. The bad stuff going on over here. Launch night was kind of a little bit of a disaster, right? I mean, I guess it depends on where you were. I don't really know if you were in Australia or France or something like that. Maybe it worked. But when midnight struck over here in the United States, I wasn't planning on playing on midnight. I really don't care for the midnight releases of things. It's not something I've been into. I'd much rather just sleep and rest up and play the next day. But I was playing Mario, actually. I was up playing Mario till like midnight, and I looked, I was like, you know what, man, I'm about to flip this over here, man. I had it all for the next day. I was like, yeah, I'm going to flip this over here, man, and pop this duty in over here. So I put it on. I had it preloaded, all that jazz. That's just because I pre-ordered it and whatnot. So I put it up there. You try to log in Xbox Live, and it wouldn't. I kind of just got a good kick out of it. And then I spent most of the night, I was playing zombies. Just, you know, the single player. I don't want to touch the campaign. I'm going to wait for the Xbox One X to come out before I play the campaign. But I was really tempted to hop into the campaign. But I was playing zombies instead. I played zombies on launch night. But I every once in a while I kept refreshing Twitter because I thoroughly enjoyed just seeing all the hate, man. Like, it was just like hate on like another level, man. Like, cats were angry. Like, they were just like, what's going on? We can't play. And I don't know how long. I probably played till like 1:30 in the morning or something like that, and it still wasn't working. And I just got a kick out of it. I personally wasn't angry about it, but I found it humorous. And the next day I logged in and everything worked fine. But I guess negative on launch night seemed to be a little bit rough over here. And yeah, you want to attribute it. I mean, some of the things people were saying were, you know, they were pretty mean. I don't really agree with that, but I do understand the perspective of, hey, you've prepared this game. We had this midnight. We had this opportunity to play this game on midnight, and it doesn't work. What gives? Now, it's only one portion of the game that doesn't work, but it is the portion that most people enjoy about it. And on the flip side, you know, people paid $60 and they're ready at midnight to play this game, and it wasn't available for them to do. So I get both sides of the perspective. I don't think neither one's necessarily right or wrong. It's just kind of shit happens, you know. Like, it didn't work. All right, well, you'll play it the other, you know, rest of your life, honestly. Like, the whole rest of the year plus however long you decide to keep playing it over here. So once we get into the game itself, let's talk about some negatives over here. I'm not particularly against the division system. I don't think it was necessary. Like, I don't know who said that like the Pick 10 wasn't a good idea. We should change it up and have these division things. I don't know if it's kind of their response to kind of, you know, mix and match some specialist ideas with the like, I'm not 100% sure even what the purpose of the divisions are for necessarily. To me, it kind of constricts what you can and can't do. I think having just one basic ordinance, which would be kind of the equivalent of your perk, because the rest of the perks are embedded into your division, that's kind of just stupid. But it all kind of gets mired with the big plus, which I'll talk about tomorrow, which is that the game is good. Like that, the gunplay is good, it feels good, the setting's good, we're back on the ground, all that stuff is really good. So it negates all this bad stuff. But if we're gonna get nitpicky here, the division system, I don't really get it. I honestly, I don't know any pluses that I see in it. Like, if I'm ignorant about it, please make sure you comment down below. I'd love to hear some pros about it. Like, what makes the division system good? Like, why is this a good thing? It's not necessarily the worst thing, but it's definitely a good thing. Like, that was change for change's sake that I'm not a big fan of. The kill streaks. I tried them out, and you have the headquarters, the score streak thing, where you can practice them out. A lot of them are pretty trash. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The paratrooper one to me was very disappointing. I thought that was kind of be a beast, kind of your equivalent of raps or dogs, and it is not. I don't know. I have to use it still on like real people, and maybe it'll work better. But like those guys got clapped by like the CPU pretty quickly. On the flip side, ball turret, A+. That's kind of the only one that I really liked. And you know, the glide bomb, whatever the hell they call it, that one's pretty good too, because it's pretty much just a predator missile. This one right here, actually, you get a lot of good bang for your buck with it, and it kind of explodes on the surrounding area and you get people. I appreciate that. The recon planes are but pretty expensive. And you kind of stop counting the rest of the score, like the strafer and all that stuff. I feel bad, like when other team, like enemies get it, they don't kill me. Like it's not like a scary thing. So score streaks, very first impressions here. But even going back to the beta, I remember they seem kind of weak, kind of weak sauce over here. Another thing I didn't really like, you know, the headquarters. I haven't done fully exploring the headquarters per se. I've kind of done a couple laps and whatnot. I get what it's supposed to be. I don't really need it for anything. I don't know if I'm necessarily against it. I guess I should probably be against this, me poking this guy over here with the damn bayonet and I kill him. That's negative. I'm not necessarily against it. I need it. I hope it grows on me. It's kind of where I'm at right now. My initial impression of it, very unnecessary. The game's kind of clunky still when it comes to things. So it doesn't necessarily run smooth per se. And even coming in and out of matches isn't as smooth as it needs to be. And I remember in the beta it was a big problem where like stuff took like minutes to like get in and out of the match. That was kind of ridiculous. Now it doesn't take that long, but like you'll see over here, I'm gonna play the whole clip over here. After you end the match, instead of getting your scoreboard, you get like the logo again, and I'm like, what is this? And it's not there for a couple seconds, but you know, a couple seconds add up, and you're like, what the? And then you get all your stuff. And then you could go back into headquarters if you go to the menu. This is all stuff that I imagine over time I'll get used to, just the menu navigation and whatnot. But there's a lot going on, and I don't necessarily know if I need it or like it. It seems to me also imminent that at some point the supply drops won't be cosmetic. Because I was kind of looking through them, and most of the stuff in the supply drops is pretty whack. So I'm like, what's the point of like why would anyone even purchase any of this stuff unless I guess there's just people that really enjoy it. So I imagine putting in weapons over there will kind of spike that up at some point. But that's just, you know, neither here nor there. I think one negative though that I haven't gotten yet, because it's just first impressions, is only 9 maps at launch. For multiplayer, I haven't played War yet. I haven't even touched War yet. But you know, I'm recording this on Friday after release. But 9 maps is kind of weak sauce. Like, and I hope that they're all good. The ones I've played so far are pretty good. I don't really have much negative to say about any of them. But 9 of them, man, like that's kind of. Check this out, the logo. Like, what? Say word. I think in the future I'm just gonna edit that out because there ain't no real point of showing these guys over there. I'll put it on tomorrow though for shits and giggles. You pull Marcos, man. Doses. Game was close.